When the doctors saw your report, even they were left speechless. The ICU, with all its resources and expertise, couldn't contain the strength and will you brought to the fight. This isn't just a story of survival, it's a story of breaking every limit set before you. If you're reading this, it's no accident. You're on the verge of a breakthrough, moving from struggle to unstoppable momentum. What once felt impossible is now within your reach, and your determination is the driving force rewriting your future. This is your moment to rise, to push past every doubt and obstacle, and to prove that true power comes from within. Before we continue, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 5,000 subscribers, and leave a comment below. Your support fuels this journey, and together, we're unstoppable. There comes a moment in life when silence isn't just empty, it roars. When your medical report was finally laid bare in that sterile room, the silence was deafening. Doctors, those bastions of certainty, stood frozen. The words on the paper were supposed to spell an end, yet here you were, breathing, alive, stubbornly refusing to bow to what was predicted. The shock wasn't just because you survived, but because you did so against every shred of expectation, defying logic and reason alike. In that room, filled with whispered prayers and worried glances, your presence shattered the fragile calm and forced everyone to rethink everything they believed possible. That silence spoke volumes. It wasn't just disbelief. It was a mix of awe, fear, and an unspoken respect. You became a riddle that medicine couldn't solve, a living paradox that challenged years of experience and protocols. What made it even more profound was the way this silence grew from the sheer power of your will, a quiet storm brewing beneath fragile skin and battered bones. Your report wasn't just data, it was a story of survival written in blood and hope. A reminder that the human spirit sometimes speaks louder than the cold, clinical facts. In that moment, you were more than a patient. You were a symbol of something raw and untamed, the fierce fight that hides within us all when faced with the abyss. The shock waves from your survival echoed far beyond the room, reaching the hearts of those who heard your story afterward, reminding us all that sometimes the most powerful voice is the silence that precedes an impossible comeback. The intensive care unit is meant to be the fortress of last hope, where cutting-edge technology and expert hands keep death at bay. Yet, no machine, no matter how advanced, could capture the depth of your resilience. The ICU was designed to stabilize bodies, but it underestimated the fire raging inside yours, the fierce, untamable will that refused to be caged. Despite monitors beeping alarms and machines humming with effort, your spirit defied every prognosis, slipping through the cracks of what medical science could grasp. Doctors and nurses work miracles every day, but they are still human, bound by what they know and the limits of their craft. Your survival was a testament to the mysterious, often overlooked force within us all, the inexplicable strength to fight beyond physical pain and biological breakdown. You pushed through countless setbacks, each moment in the ICU a battle not just against illness, but against the idea that you could be contained or conquered by a sterile room or a clinical diagnosis. This defiance of limits is a reminder that medicine, for all its brilliance, cannot fully measure or predict the complexities of human courage and spirit. Your journey challenges the notion that we are merely bodies to be healed or statistics to be recorded. Instead, you embodied a truth as old as time. When the body falters, the soul can rise. And in your case, it soared beyond what even the ICU could hold. Critical moments in life often feel like the edge of a precipice, where every breath counts and the future hangs by a fragile thread. But in your darkest hours, something extraordinary happened. A spark ignited deep within you, transforming vulnerability into unbreakable resolve. It wasn't just physical survival. It was a fierce refusal to be defined by your circumstances. You became a living testament to the power of will, unyielding, fierce, and relentless. Unyielding will is a force that transcends the physical. It is forged from hope, desperation, and an inner voice screaming, "Not yet." It's the quiet fire that keeps you fighting through pain that threatens to consume you, the voice that whispers courage when the world screams surrender. Your transformation from critical condition to a warrior of survival wasn't luck or coincidence. It was the result of this relentless spirit that refused to let go. No matter how impossible the odds, this power of will is something everyone carries, even if they don't always recognize it. When you were at your lowest, gasping for strength, the people you expected to lean on either turned away or failed to stand beside you. This betrayal wasn't just disappointing, it was a cruel twist that added an unbearable weight to your struggle. In the shadows of pain, you faced isolation, abandonment, and silence from those who were meant to support you. And yet, it was within this void of trust that your true strength was forged. Betrayal at such a critical time can break spirits, and many succumb to despair when the hands they reached for are not there to hold them. But instead of letting this pain consume you, you chose to transform it into something else, a driving force. Each abandonment became fuel for your fire, each closed door a reason to smash through every barrier. The bitterness of being left behind was the catalyst for a transformation from victim to victor, from broken to unbreakable. In this darkest hour, you discovered the depth of your own resilience and the harsh truth that sometimes the only person you can rely on is yourself. It's a painful lesson, but a necessary one that taught you to trust your own voice, your own instincts, and your own power. The betrayal, though bitter, became the soil from which your courage grew, proving that even when the world turns its back, the human spirit can still rise stronger than ever. Life sometimes unveils truths that are hard to swallow, realities so stark and raw that the world prefers to look away. The harsh reality of your condition, the severity of your situation, was a truth that many around you feared to face, not because they didn't care, but because confronting the possibility of loss, pain, and helplessness is terrifying. People often shy away from the darkest parts of a story, hoping to replace it with hope or denial. But you faced it head-on, refusing to let the uncomfortable truth dictate your fate. This reality was brutal. It stripped away illusions and forced you to grapple with vulnerability in its purest form. Yet in doing so, it revealed something profoundly human, the power to accept your situation without surrendering to it. Acceptance wasn't resignation. It was a choice to see clearly, to understand your pain and limits, and then summon the courage to fight regardless. This brutal honesty was the foundation of your rebirth. By embracing the hard truths others avoided, you claimed a kind of wisdom that can only come from standing in the eye of the storm. Your journey challenges us all to confront what we fear, to look beyond denial, and to find strength, not despite our reality, but because of it. Sometimes, the hardest realities teach us the most important lessons about survival and hope. Doubt has a strange power. It can either break you or make you stronger. When the experts, the naysayers, and even those closest to you expressed disbelief, they didn't just underestimate your strength. They inadvertently sparked a fire inside you. Their doubts became the coals beneath the flame of your determination. Instead of crumbling under the weight of skepticism, you channeled it into relentless motivation, proving with every breath that their disbelief was misplaced. There's an almost poetic irony in being doubted. It forces you to fight not just against the illness or hardship, but against the opinions and expectations of others. Their disbelief was a challenge thrown down, a silent dare to prove them wrong, and you answered with ferocity and grace. Every smirk, every skeptical glance became a reminder of the strength you carried, quiet but unstoppable. Your story teaches a powerful lesson about the dangers of underestimating others. Doubt can easily poison a spirit, but when harnessed, it becomes a catalyst for triumph. Your journey is a vivid example of how the fire ignited by doubt can illuminate the path to victory, and how believing in yourself can silence even the loudest skeptics. Systems, whether medical, bureaucratic, or societal, are built to maintain order, predictability, and control. But sometimes those very systems become cages, trapping individuals in cycles of neglect, disbelief, or mistreatment. Your experience revealed the cold rigidity of these systems, how they tried to confine your spirit and limit your recovery. Yet you refuse to be a prisoner of their protocols or their prejudices. You broke every chain the system wrapped around you, carving your own path when the official one failed to accommodate your survival. Escaping the grip of such systems is no easy feat. It requires courage not just to fight illness, but to fight against structures that often overlook the individual's true potential. You navigated a maze of red tape, dismissals, and impersonal judgments, all while battling your own body's fragility. Your journey is a testament to the power of self-advocacy and the necessity of listening to one's own intuition, even when the system turns a deaf ear. Your rebellion against the system's constraints reshaped your destiny and challenged the very framework designed to contain you. It's a story of liberation, resilience, and the unstoppable force of a will that refuses to be caged. Experts are trained to predict outcomes, to assess risk, and to deliver verdicts based on years of experience and data. Yet sometimes the human heart defies even the most seasoned judgments. Your survival against odds that seemed insurmountable was a powerful contradiction to what expertise claimed. You outlasted prognosed timelines, beat odds written in cold statistics, and proved that no prediction can ever fully account for the unpredictable strength of the human will. This wasn't luck. It was a daily, grueling fight. Every breath, every heartbeat was a battle fought with courage and stubbornness. The experts saw numbers and charts, but you lived moments, each one a triumph over pain, fear, and doubt. Your journey redefined what it means to fight, showing that expertise, while invaluable, is only one part of the equation. The other part is the indomitable spirit, refusing to quit. Your story offers hope to countless others, told their odds were slim or non-existent. It reminds us that survival isn't just about medical intervention, but about grit, determination, and a refusal to accept finality. You became the living proof that the human body and spirit, when united, can shatter even the most daunting predictions. There was a point where certainty, once the foundation of your confidence, crumbled beneath the weight of fear. That moment was raw and paralyzing. When the future looked dark and unknown, fear crept in like a shadow, whispering doubts and uncertainties that threatened to overwhelm your resolve. But it was also in this terrifying space that you found the clearest expression of your bravery, not the absence of fear, but the decision to keep moving forward despite it. Fear has a way of isolating, making you feel like you're facing the abyss alone. But it also forces a confrontation with your deepest self, revealing what you are truly made of. You faced your fear head on, acknowledging it without letting it control you. This is the essence of courage, the ability to stand firm even when the ground beneath you shakes. In that moment, your spirit shone brightest, a beacon cutting through the fog of doubt. This pivotal experience redefined your journey. It taught you that fear is a natural companion on the path to survival, but it doesn't have to be a barrier. Instead, fear became the crucible that strengthened your resolve and sharpened your focus, fueling your drive to live and thrive against all odds. Medicine can heal wounds, mend bones, and stabilize bodies, but it cannot measure the untamed force of the human spirit. Your story transcends medical charts and treatments, revealing a truth that science often struggles to quantify: the raw, primal power that lives within the heart and soul. This force is a mixture of hope, defiance, and an unyielding desire to survive and thrive, no matter the obstacles. The human spirit is unpredictable. It can rally when bodies weaken, find reserves when the mind falters, and ignite a fire when everything else seems lost. Your journey is a vivid illustration of this power, showing that beyond medicine's reach lies an invisible strength that can change destinies. It is the spark that turns tragedy into triumph and despair into hope. This force is not limited to extraordinary circumstances. It lives within all of us, waiting to be called upon in times of crisis. Your story is a powerful reminder that healing is not only about what doctors can do, but also about the fierce determination and courage we summon from within to fight another day. Pain is one of life's most brutal teachers, but it also holds the potential for transformation. You didn't just endure your suffering, you alchemized it, turning raw, searing pain into a powerful sense of purpose. This process wasn't easy or quick. It was forged through countless moments of agony, doubt, and reflection. But in the end, your pain became a fuel, driving you to live not just for survival, but for meaning. Turning pain into purpose is a sacred act of rebellion against despair. It's saying, I refuse to be defined by my suffering. Instead, I will use it to build something greater. Your story is filled with examples of how hardship sharpened your vision, how each setback deepened your empathy, and how your journey inspired others to find their own strength. You transformed wounds into wisdom, scars into stories of hope. This alchemy of survival is a gift not only to yourself, but to everyone who witnesses your journey. It teaches us that while pain is inevitable, suffering can be transcended, and from the darkest depths, purpose and light can emerge. When the world counted you out, writing your story as one of defeat, you chose to rise. This act of rising against expectation is one of the most profound human feats. It's a refusal to let others define your destiny, a rebellion against the narratives of weakness or failure imposed upon you. Your ascent was not just physical, but spiritual, an awakening to the power within that no one else saw or believed possible. Rising in the face of doubt takes extraordinary courage. It means waking up each day to fight when the odds are stacked and the voices of skepticism grow louder. It means finding hope in despair and strength in fragility. Your climb from the depths to newfound heights is an inspiration, a beacon for those who feel beaten down, reminding them that the human spirit is endlessly resilient. Your journey rewrites the script on what it means to survive. It's proof that falling isn't failure. It's part of the process. What matters is the rising, the relentless pushing upward when all seems lost. You became the embodiment of hope, an example that no fall is final and every setback holds the potential for a greater comeback. Expectations can be cages, limiting what others believe you're capable of. But your story is a powerful testament to the destruction of those cages. You moved beyond being seen as fragile or weak and stepped into the role of a warrior, strong, fierce, and unstoppable. This transformation was not sudden. It was carved out of pain, struggle, and relentless determination. With each challenge, you shattered another misconception, proving that true strength often hides behind appearances of vulnerability. Your journey is filled with moments where the world expected surrender, but you delivered defiance where they anticipated weakness.